whoa, that's the wrong window. That's definitely the wrong window. What's going on, everybody? Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Look, I'm stumbling over words and everything else. Appreciate y'all being here tonight. Welcome to the episode 28 Shill and Chill podcast. You know, where we where we always kick the smooth grooves, right? Yo, War, Luna, yo, Chris, what's going on, everybody? Yo, Twisted Chris, congrats on hitting 2K subs. I didn't even know that. So yeah, yo, GG's. So if we hit 2K, thank you. That doesn't mean everybody go unsub at once. You know what I mean? What's up, Adam? Welcome, welcome. Chris, what's going on, brother? Cham, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Anthony, welcome, 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 welcome. Famous Dub, Chucky Shay. I'm trying to acknowledge everybody in the chat. Thank you, bot, for finally waking up. Thank you for doing your job, right? Appreciate you. I definitely appreciate you you all being here tonight, man. You know what I mean? Yo, Moto on a Tuesday. We do this every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, and don't ask me what time Mountain Time is because I don't know, right? But yeah, man, let me just acknowledge everybody. Screaming Chris, Skillful, what's going on? What's going on, everybody? So I didn't even play any music. Why do we not have any music playing? I'm sorry, chat. It's just one of them. It's one of them things where we're slacking tonight. Steps, what's going on? Welcome, 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 welcome. So you guys saw the title of the stream. You know, tonight's stream is about bringing awareness. You know, bringing awareness to a good cause. Being brought to you by Arcade1Up. You know what I mean? Papa Brad, I see you, Garage Gamer. Apparently, my watch decent and everything else. So yeah, man. So yeah, that's what we're doing. What's going on, Rhea? What's happening? Yo, congrats to 500 for Rhea. You know, she just hit 500 on here on YouTube. Got to drop her follow. Papa Brad, what's going on? I spot with my little eye, MVC2. Oh, that's just some Bobby Vu stuff right there. You know what I mean? That's just some Bobby Vu stuff right there. You know what I mean? I'm saying. So that's nothing important. But yeah, man. So Rhea with the sponsorship. Appreciate you. Enjoy the emotes and stuff that go along with it. Your emotes can be used all over Twitch chat. You know what I mean? I said Twitch, and this is YouTube. Rhea streams on Twitch, and that's what I was thinking about too. Like, look, she's doing stuff, right? She got 500 on YouTube. She got affiliate, whatever else, right? Anyway, chat, what we're here to talk about tonight, you know what I'm saying, is this right here. You know, here, let's share that screen. So we're here to talk about this. You know what I'm saying? July 9th, 2022. Arcade1Up, in conjunction with Small City Brewing Company, are holding a charity event to, you know what I'm saying, to benefit the American Red Cross. It's awesome. You know, y'all know me, I'm all about charity. But let me not tell y'all about it. You know what I'm saying? So let's hide that and let's remove that right there. But yeah, man. So it's an event that's going on Saturday. Sorry, just typing and stuff because you know, just got to read and stuff. y'all are endless console fanboy, you know, whatever else, right? So, without further ado, chat. Let me stop stammering. Let me stop yammering and talking. And yeah.
Iron Man.
Now coming to your screens via the Chill and Chill podcast. The man, the myth, the legend. The one who helps your dreams come true on your home arcades 3/4 scale version. The one who has all the answers and probably won't answer most of the questions. Give it up, ladies and gents, for John D.
What's up, everyone? Great. Now you're gonna get a copyright claim. My goodness. Now
Okay,
I won't be able to reread all the chats. I mean, I love that song. We got to find out like a non-copyright version of that song. Maybe I'll go on a bazooka and start going. But thank you for that intro. You're too kind, and thanks for having me on the show.
I appreciate you even being here. You know, it's been a long time coming. So I was smart and I found a non-copyrighted version of that. So that's all good. And then I was like, well, YouTube won't hit too hard if we don't put this under 10 seconds per clip. So I was like, yeah, let's do that. And I'm like, I want to reference, your background with Capcom. And I'm like, yeah, he could probably infinite loop somebody on him.
Yeah, Capcom won't do it. It's probably the music studio. It's okay. We'll stay on the radar here.
We're not worried about it. I'm just like, you know what? Screw it. It's all good.
It's all good.
Just real quick, Mike Kurtz, Kristen Steps, appreciate the memberships. Welcome. Yo, so John, first and foremost, congratulations for being out of purgatory. You know what I mean? I know that they've been keeping you, but it's good to see you out in front of the community, man. Like, I know I can only speak for myself. The community has really missed your presence. Whether it be good or bad, they've missed you being here, man. And I think that there's been a void that's been going on without you here. So welcome back, man.
Thanks. This is for a good cause. So, I think this is the right time to kind of just let everyone know what we're doing. And I know we've been on a few streams here and there, but I also wanted to talk to you and everyone else who follows you. This is a really cool event. I worked with Red Cross and Kong and marketing to get this happening, and it's going to be a fun event. I mean, we'll have food trucks and we'll have beers and California treats, but that's not official.
What are California treats, sir?
I don't know. We have some California oranges.
Okay. So, is this I guess I'll ask the important legal questions. Is this event 21 and over, or is it 18 over? Is it age gated?
No, it's a brewery, but of course you got to be 21 to drink. But you can come through. It's all ages as long as you don't feed or get your kids some drinks. That's not on me. That's on you guys. But come through because it's like a little open area. So anyone from all ages can come.
Okay. So what time does the event start? Now, I'm thinking it starts 12 p.m. my time, but then some people are saying it starts like 12 p.m. your time. So can we clarify that real fast?
Yeah, it's 12 p.m. PT.
So
LA time. And like I said, I think in other places, you should get a little early, not too early, but just a little early to make sure that, we have a limited supply, on site, but we'll also have some cool giveaways, gift with purchase items. If you're looking for like just standard risers, we can have a lot of those. Tin signs. I know everyone wants tin signs, so give those away.
You're just gonna give them away, party here. You're in the door here. Have a tin sign.
Maybe some stools, some Street Fighter stools, but from there we'll also be selling some t-shirts. First come, first serve on that. So I know I owe you a t-shirt. I think I owe you a Bullet Club t-shirt. Oops.
What are you talking about, sir? I don't know what you're talking about, man. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't know why I said that. I think I already had a California treat 2 hours ago. So
something like that. So the event lasts 8 hours, right? So 12 to 8. Okay.
Yes, 12 to 8. We'll see how long all the supply lasts. But either day we'll still be there. You can still play, and there's likely opportunities to buy online, but it's not going to be as easy as just going to our website. You're going to have to go through some weird steps to get there. So there'll be streams all day. Make sure you follow that. There'll probably be some giveaway on each stream, but it's going to be like a, kind of like an undercover sale. Nothing that you can just go on the website and purchase. It can be like that.
Okay, so you said streams all day. I know Kong is streaming. Is there other people that are streaming this event as well?
I believe so, but Kong's handling all of that. So hit them up if you want to get in.
Okay, so I know you probably can't say. I know you mentioned risers and stools and tin signs. Buy one get 3 free. But for those who want to they want to spend their money and help support the cause.
Yeah.
Can I get a? I know you said earlier that it's not newer cabinets, so nothing this gen that just came out. So not the 30th anniversary or anything like that.
No, nothing new. Nothing new.
This
okay. This kind of a little bit, there's newish. There'll be newish stuff there. Maybe like, I don't know if it's that new, but Big Blue. I'm always trying to pimp out Big Blue, but there'll be other stuff. There'll be really cool stuff. There's going to be stuff that are in significant sales, and some have just a little bit less sales. It's going to be based on, I think the newness of the cabinet. So, but we'll see.
You can't downplay Big Blue, man. Big Blue is a big deal. You know what I mean? Like, especially with the Street Fighter 35th anniversary going on right now, big deal. If you can get a Big Blue on deal, that's a steal for a lot of people. So we can't downplay that.
I hope it shows up. I may be just talking out of my ass, but I'm hoping it goes.
Well, I mean, if anybody knows it's going to be there, it might be you. So listen, Chad, if Big Blue's not there, don't get on me. I don't know.
Yeah, you got to get there before Bobby Vu. He can try to be getting like 20 cabinets and flipping them. So
bro,
get there before him.
He's gonna come up with a U-Haul truck, buy all the cabinets, and then he's gonna flip them, bro. This dude, I love Bobby to death. He's great. Like, I just remember him sending the PC link for the little mini PCs, and then we thought they were going to be tiles, and I ordered like 20 of them, and then they all just got canceled. But so if you guys see your Craigslist or your OfferUp or whatever bloated in the marketplace from these cabinets, it might be to die for. It might be Bobby. So let's see what else I can pull out of you. So Big Blue, if I set a cabinet, you don't have to say anything. You could just nod or touch your face or something. So if I said something like, "Hey, is there a possibility that, I don't know, X-Men could be there?" Is that something I could?
I don't know. I don't know. I got to relook at the list, but we'll see. I don't know.
Okay. So, what about the people that are not able to attend the event and they want to participate?
So that's the thing. You need to tune in. I think we'll also be on our own channels, but then also follow BCon's channel, and like also anyone else who wants to get involved with that from the YouTube space, reach out directly to him. I know he's handling that. So yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be a fun all-day event.
Okay, and so you said there's a specific link in some Morse code and everything else.
It's gonna be one of those things like old school where you're trying to find the rave. You got to go to a couple places and then, give an egg somewhere, and then when they give you the egg, you're gonna get like an envelope, and then you take the envelope and then you put the code online. So it's gonna be some weird thing like that. So.
That's definitely some West Coast stuff, but the Midwest, we don't do that. We just
do that in the East.
No. Like, listen, we get a text message from like, "Hey, yo, be here real fast," right? And then the people you don't want to be there, you give them a fake address or something, and so they go to the wrong place, and then like the cool whoever's supposed to be there are at the right spot. So that's pretty dope. I do have a question, and this came up in one of my streams. Matter of fact, it came up Sunday. I was streaming on the Mo Plays channel, whatever, right? And somebody asked, if they don't have the money to purchase a cabinet, how could they also support the cause? Are there alternate means in terms of do that?
Sure. So there'll be a booth there, a Red Cross booth, and you can donate whatever you'd like, whatever your heart tells you to. But again, the partial proceeds from the full sale will go to Red Cross. But if you want to just come by, have fun, drink a beer, you maybe just get a chair or a stool or a tin sign, and that's it, and then want to just donate like $10 to the Red Cross, hey, go for it. If you just want to have fun and hang out, that's cool too.
That's the 5th time that you've mentioned these 10 signs. Is there like a pallet full of like Pac-Man signs and
everyone telling me they want a Pac-Man 10 sign, so I go, fine, I'll bring them all.
Chat, if you guys are sitting here looking for Pac-Man 10 signs, apparently you can go and get them at this event.
Yes. I know it's hard to find now. I think those 10 signs are going to be worth like $5-6 or something, but you can get it for like gift of purchase or something.
Okay. Speaking of purchases, anybody who orders a cabinet online, are they going to have to pay for shipping along with it, or is it free shipping, or do you know the details about that yet?
I'm gonna assume, and then I'm trying to work out the details. It'll be just like if you spend over 500 or so, 500 or 600, I forget what it is, you get free shipping. But that's gonna be required because we're already discounting it, and then having to pay free shipping, it'll be tough. But yeah, you guys will be fine anyways. You'll like it.
Yeah. Is there going to be a Twitter link like them J's you be getting? It's a good question. It's a good question. I mean, I know you said watch the stream.
I get my J's from China before they get, on like Kicks or the site,
StockX or whatever.
Yeah, before they get. So there's ways to get it where it's authentic, of course, and you can get it about a week beforehand. And so you're paying like maybe $50 to $80 more, but you're guaranteed to get that. So that's how I got my last few J's, because it's hard when you try to wait in line with all them bots trying to get them shoes.
Man.
And then when you wait and you don't get it, then you go to StockX and they upcharge it by $150, $200. So I'd rather like spend, I guess, $80 to make sure I get it.
Dude, tell me about it. Like, I was trying to get the all black Retro 13s when they dropped in like February last year,
right.
And like just couldn't catch them at all. Like, literally, I went to like every site and they were just gone within like 30 seconds. I swear I thought I was working the Nicolas Cage.
It's crazy, especially for something that you really want. Like, I'm big into the low 11s. Anything low 11 I'll buy. So I recently picked up the 7210s low 11s.
Okay.
Got it through China first. So that's my trick. But it's
look at John, the sneakerhead. I think the last J's I picked up were the Mellows, the 2004s. You know what I mean?
Man, I love those.
13s. Yeah, bro, they're sexy. They're sexy AF, man. They're sexy AF. $2 super chat for the constable will say he's actually camping out right now. He needs a big blue. So, there you go. I mean, there you go.
Okay, if you're in the Torrance area, you see a tall Russian. He's not gonna rob you. He's just waiting in line.
Well, are they going to let him sit there and do that? You know what I mean? Like, I guess that's the question. Like, bro, like, are they really going to sit there and let him?
Nah, man, I'm telling you, don't camp out. It ain't all that big. I mean, you may be saving $100 or so, or a little bit like that. But there's some cabs that we're offering that you probably can't get anywhere right now unless you go to eBay. So there'll be some of those. But, I don't know.
All right, so
man, it's all them California treats.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Your face is all glowing from them treats right now. So, limited edition cabs. Let's talk about that for a minute. So I know you said there's going to be some available for people to order and purchase, whatever else, right? But what about a rerun? Like I messaged you. Speaking of which, why the hell did your Alexa go off and everybody hit me up like, bro, why are you harassing John D during B-Kong stream? I swear to y'all, I didn't do a thing. I promise y'all I didn't do a thing, right?
No, so what happens is my Alexa, I tie it to my like instant messages, because when I'm working, like it just goes off, and so I like hearing it. And then it just happened at the same time that you had texted me or something that went off. But that was funny.
That's funny. Like literally, everybody's like, "Yo, Illuminati confirmed." And I'm like, "Yo,
what is that?"
I'm like, "Yo, shut up! Y'all don't know me. Y'all don't know my business." Garage Gamer wants to know if the cost of 10 signs going up.
I don't know,
bro. I don't know either. Like,
I don't know. Are you guys really interested in those 10 signs?
I have 10 signs in my closet that are literally just collecting dust, so I don't know about everybody else. Like
swivel stools. I think that's a rumor.
Is it? It's.
I have one right now.
Yeah, that rumor. Let me ask you something that I don't know if anybody's even asked about. Right? Speaking of swivel stools, there was this cabinet that was announced. Had a pro model that had anti-fatigue mat and a swivel stool that's supposed to be coming out. Yo, what the hell? Yeah, what's going on with that?
Okay, yeah, it's still in development. Sometimes you announce things and you think that you can get it right away, and then things like the war happens and prices start getting crazy, supply gets limited. I think when we finally do release it, and I hope we do. I know it's been a little ambiguous. We want to make sure that every component is worthy of the Pro line name, right? Whether it be the screens and fatigue mats. I'm just kidding, but the controls and the Yamaha speakers and all that stuff. It's just plans change. With Dragon's Lair, right? We had to kind of change course because of community feedback and because of trying to source things that are hard to source. So yeah, I guess the answer is it's a little bit. It's still in development, and We're just trying to find the right time, you know, and I hope it gets released. So.
Okay, so not sure if it's coming out or not. What would you like
Yeah,
to see
in
be a pro
development.
cabinet
In
yourself?
development.
Yeah. Well, what would you like to see be a pro cabinet, or maybe even a large like XL cabinet?
What would I like to see?
What would you want to see?
So let's caveat this. Just because it's what I like to see doesn't mean it's going to happen. Right? You're asking me as a fan.
Yeah, the following statement is brought to you as the opinion of a fan, as an individual who enjoys home arcades and 3/4 scale arcades.
Yeah, I mean, so the pros have to take advantage of the control deck, you know, and so things with unique control decks, I think, would fit into that higher price point that people would be willing to purchase, right? So say like, you know, we have a really good mold for the Star Wars yoke, right?
Right,
I mean, that mold is amazing, but again, that mold, you have to take a little bit of concessions here and there. You can't be like Jennifer who just breaks it all the time because, you know, she's skilled at it. We got to make sure, like, you know, something that she can actually play normally, rigorously. So like taking that mold and changing out parts that are, you know, that are plastic and changing it to, you know, steel or metal and things like that. So I guess it's a long-winded way for me to say I'd love to see a re-release of, you know,
that was
Star Wars in a XL, maybe Pro, but I think XL probably works well. In terms of Pro cabinets, I think fighting games work well with it because you're using you know, upgraded joysticks and buttons. I think racing cabinets would do well as a Pro. I think shooting cabinets would do well as a Pro. So, you know, you know, like it'd be cool to see, you know, an upgraded racer or upgraded buck hunter or whatever it is, you know.
Okay. I like the way you answered it and didn't answer it. That's nice. That's nice.
I'm getting good at this.
Yeah, I appreciate the ninja dodge. That was nice. So, you mentioned Star Wars, and a lot of people say that Star Wars is the best cabinet that you guys have ever released. Until Dragon's Lair came out, and then it looks like literally an Apple product with the presentation. And so now that's in the conversation of which cabinet is better. Which one do you prefer? Like, do you think which one, like, just overall?
I think in terms of overall authenticity, it would be Dragon's Lair. I think it looks closest to the real arcade. Star Wars would probably be third on my list, but let me say second, because I think achieving that yoke and the price point that we did was amazing. Kudos to our R&D department for being able to do that, you know. But then again, you don't see those molds on the side of Star Wars. You know, it's just kind of stickers. So that's why I think having like a real alphanumeric 7-segment screen that's custom, and then just the whole shape of it. So I would say Dragon's Lair first, but
sell it to the people
second, and I think Tron third. I would have probably liked to see that like a mirrored, maybe like a mirrored screen or something, you know, in the inset of Tron. You know, who knows? Like we may be able to revisit those titles again.
Okay, all right. I'm going to ask a selfish question because the whole reason your Alexa went off. So, is there any plans for any cabinets to get re-releases? Maybe Marvel Superheroes
it's in discussions for sure. Okay. It's in discussions. Okay. Yeah, we usually don't, but now we do see you know, demand for some of these cabinets that you can't find anymore, and re-releasing those. So, yeah.
Okay. Noodle wants to know, we're getting overnight and Silver Strike. You can ninja dodge that if you'd like.
Silver Strike is tough because of the hardware that's involved in producing that title. It's not impossible, but it's kind of more in the higher end stuff. Like, let me educate people. Like, you know, you can have talented programmers, right? Program stuff for even, you know, very weak chipsets. It just takes a lot more programming. You spend way more in programming. You got to find the balance of, do you spend the higher chips for less programming costs or vice versa? right? So Silver Strike, I think, is challenging. Open Ice is not that challenging. I mean, we could get the license. It's just got to see like where does it fit in the total roadmap.
Okay, I dig that. Yeah, Ezekiel in Chicago. Appreciate you. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Just want to work that. John D should be a politician. Nah, bro. Like, listen, listen, y'all. Come on, man. You know, I respect it, okay? Because some things you can't say without getting in trouble. You know what I mean? Like, you got to let it rock sometimes. I'm not going to sit here and be like, so, John.
I think everyone knows the questions I can't answer, but
right.
I do my best to at least give an answer.
Right.
So, you're never gonna get from me or anyone else saying yes, that's definitely gonna happen, or yes, this. But I can tell you what I know about the development challenges or any other challenges or things that are good about the product that we like and everything else. Look, licensing is usually never an issue for us, so that's usually not the biggest factor. Sometimes it is. Sometimes there are rights that are in limbo. Right? Like Robotron and things like that we're always researching how to get to there. But yeah, for many reasons, there's I get in trouble for saying anything. Definitely.
Right. No, I definitely get it. John, thank you for Dragon's Lair. You killed overall. Happy as hell. ... After playing the game, a track mode won't engage. Would you consider a fix?
Yeah, so I've heard about that, right? So I know in the real arcade, so I know that this is an issue for, I believe, Dragon's Lair and Space Ace, but I think Dragon's Lair 2 works right? In the real arcades, if you had a credit left, it would just stay on that screen and not go to track mode probably for another 30, 45 minutes or so, from what I know, right? Okay. But if it's not doing that, I think that's a bug. Whether it'll be fixed is something that we have to consider. You can do a straight soft reset to get back into the track mode. So, there's things that we know that could be issues, right? And whether we fix them or not, like we'll fix showstoppers, things that are like just super messed up. Sometimes we just have to evaluate, like, okay, we understand this bug, but should we fix it or not? There's a lot of things that go into that decision.
Yeah, I saw you tweeting. I think it was Sunday, maybe. I want to say it was Sunday, or maybe Saturday, or maybe it was yesterday. But I saw you dropping knowledge about Dragon's Lair, because I'm assuming you must have got some heat from other people being like, "It's not as accurate as the version on Steam," and this is that. And I kind of saw you pimp slap some people down, like, "Hey, the version on."
I'm not pimp slapping. I'm trying to educate. I'm just trying to educate. Because without things being verified, or without sometimes us even like mentioning anything, things become a narrative, right?
Right.
And so I take it seriously. Like every time someone brings it up, I'm on the phone with QA, I'm on the phone with production. I said, is this an issue? Is this an issue? The audio sync issue is an interesting one, right? Purists will tell you like, okay, there are audio sync issues even with the arcade, right? But how bad is it, right? And then then let's look at other versions, like Steam version, the iArcade version, console version, and everything else. And you compare it to that.
Yeah.
And you actually will notice that Bkong actually did a review and said, this particular scene, you saw that the other version was just even worse. I don't think it's worse, but I understand why Dragon's Lair purists would say it's worse, but it was an issue back then.
Right.
But again, like what I want to see is someone doing a side-by-side with the real arcade version and our version and Steam and iArcade and all that stuff. And then so we can at least have an educated decision. Is it a real issue? Does it deter from gameplay? Is it a showstopper? Look, we want it to be as authentic as possible, right? And sometimes when people say things like, it may not be accurate, may not, I mean, do you have a real arcade that you can, make the comparison? Some people do. But I haven't seen those videos yet. The only videos I've seen was our version against the arcade version, which is based on the Steam version and remastered.
Right.
But again, like in terms of authenticity, the reason it took a long time is because, we wanted to use the 4:3 HD masters. It's not remasters. It's the original masters that I don't think has ever been done before, right? Not commercially. I think the Replicade is based on an original 4.3 SD master and running through Daphne. So we're running through Daphne with the original 4.3 HD. So that's why when you compare our version to the arcade, ours will look cleaner because it's at a higher res, but you'll still see all of the film grain, the full picture in there because the original Laserdisc was running at 480. Ours is running, closer to like 900 or whatever it is. So.
Okay. Speaking of people who have the real thing, while I was doing the live stream unboxing with B Kong, Steven Schwarzenstruber, who's in the chat right now, actually ordered the Dragon's Lair cabinet and said it's literally the best one you guys have put out, and he's really picky. And if anybody knows about Arcade Perfect, it's him, and he literally praised your guys' work in my Discord server. So
thank you for that. I mean, it's good to hear those things. It's great for our team to hear those things, because again, we're not perfect. We don't do things always, in the way that, sometimes there's definitely always going to be something that you have to compromise, because when you're going to commercial and you're doing representations, it's never going to be exactly like that. But for this one, we took the extra time to make sure that the look was right and the emulation was right. And again, you're getting a version I don't think that's ever been released before.
Yeah, I don't think it's been out with the without the indicators and whatnot. So It's pretty good. I do want to pivot to something, but first, its selling price is $79.99 because it has a 19-inch monitor. I don't know anything about that.
I don't know anything about that game.
I don't know anything about that either. Stringer Fields with $2 super chat. There's my favorite face again. I hope you mean John's, because mine is pretty. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Oh, now I have to get caught back up. All right. So speaking of glitches and bugs and stuff, Travis wanted me to ask you, because he's been playing MK38 like it's crazy.
Right.
It has any sense. And apparently there's some input lag, a little bit of input in lag with the game. So he's wondering if there's going to be a patch to address that in the future.
Let's give it a while, right?
Okay.
I've heard the experience got better, but if it's a really serious, if it's really bad, we'll definitely consider a fix. But let's give it a while to breathe.
Yeah, like I saw on Twitter, I saw CAG put up a video about fatalities being glitched, but that's actually in the game. You know what I mean? Where
the guy continues to do a move after the fatality.
Yeah. No. So this came up on Twitter. There is a change.org for Arcade1Up to put a keyboard cabinet out. How likely would a change.org convince you guys and gals to actually make this cabinet?
I think it's a good start. I mean, this whole Dragon's Lair campaign kind of started with Derek D doing a petition, which I think he got about 1,000 signatures in the first 2 days and almost 3,000 overall. It doesn't hurt. It does, alert people internally that there's a demand for it. But again, it could work both ways.
Right.
If you don't get enough signatures, then some people who are already doubtful of the potential of that cabinet, they could just, kind of give them a little bit more say. I mean, I signed it. I supported it.
Did you really?
I signed it. Yeah, I signed it. We'll see, But let's talk about what that cabinet does look like. You're going to be limited on the game list.
Yeah, and that's the thing I think people don't realize. I mean, I don't know how likely. I mean, T2 is a unique thing where you can release it standalone because it's T2 and you can add bonus features and stuff. But just keyboard by itself, I don't know, man. Wasn't that kind of the same situation with Space Ace where the petition was out there to get the signatures and there wasn't enough, so that one didn't come to fruition? Right.
Notified me's are important, everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's two things. I want to go touch the notified me's. People think it's weird. It's weird that they put so much into notified me's, but really that's a good piece of data if you compare it to other cabinets to see what is more popular and what's not. It is
Right.
one source. It's not the only source, right?
Right.
When we talk about Qbert, that's going to be that has to be a real showcase item to be popular, because you're going to have to get not only the Qbert fans, but for the fans who want showcase pieces, similar to like people buying Dragon's Lair, even if they don't like the title so much, or Tron, you know, and everything. It's like a good companion piece. So the way I think it would be popular is, you know, you really got to hit it with, you know, really authentic cabinet shape and the knocker, and again, 2 games, Qbert Cubes, Qbert. I'm trying to think of maybe there's another one that you could throw in. But hey, you know, I don't want to crush anyone's dreams. I supported the petition.
Nice. This is a question that I actually was gonna ask about this. When can we expect new cabinet announcements? Because historically, with E3 was going on, you guys would do E3 reveals. You know what I mean? Like the year, what was it, 2 years ago, Marvel Supercodes, whatever else. But because they canceled E3 and it's pretty just been Servers Game Fest, I guess people want to know, you know, when do those? I want to know when those trailers are going to come up and make my nipples stand up and be all like, you know.
I think what we're trying to do is get announcements closer to the release.
Okay.
You know, I think you've seen a recent one where we announced it, and then basically in the next week you're able to order it and have it in there. I think that's what we're trying to do, at least.
Yeah, you did that with.
So you capture the announcement with a call to action, and I think that works out better. So I understand, like in the past, we would release things too early, right?
Yeah.
And information, you know, and so I think you'll start seeing announcements closer to when they're being released.
Anthony wants to know any possibility of more large tin signs like Simpsons sold separately.
Those were dope, though.
No, they were dope. They were really dope.
Yeah, that one I liked. I thought that was great. I don't know if there's a way to sell them separately. I don't think we have a way to do it that way, but yeah, that turned out really nice. I like that one.
Yeah, like the tin signs, you know, for as much crap as people give them, yeah, man, they actually do look good. You know, that's probably why they're still here.
I mean, it's a good way to add value, you know, to a cabinet, and you know, it's doesn't affect the price point. So, but then it, like I think we knocked it out of the park with the Simpsons one. People would actually like that.
Okay. Constant Fanboy says MK is perfect. Online lag is almost gone. So yeah, it's weird because even Travis said that. He was like, you know, when it first came out, it was kind of sketchy, but then it's been clearing up. So I don't know.
Just give it a little bit of time. Let the title breathe, and you know, we're always collecting feedback, right? And there's always opportunities to be able to fix any, you know, bad bugs and things like that. I don't know if people are saying there's also input lag on the offline play. There shouldn't. I mean, theoretically, TN monitors should have better input lag than IPS, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
was it like 7 to like 13 or something like that?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Some number. I just said, I don't know. But
yeah, I think it's something like that. I think it's like 7 or 8 to like 13.
Right.
I mean? Like
so there's a difference. You know, like for gaming, a lot of people like using you know, TN monitors for, like, you know, not console gaming, but PC gaming versus IPS. But IPS is definitely have better contrast and better black levels.
How about that spicy Qbert Partycade? Is a Partycade a better option, you know, for people?
Yeah, that's what we're wondering, right? I mean, look, it's risk. Inventory is risky. You don't sell, like, that's tough, right? So, you know, does it sell well on a countercade? Does it sell well on a Partycade better? But we'll see. I mean, let's see how this petition goes.
Yeah. P-Dub says, I have no doubt Arcade1Up could do the correct side panel shape marquee, and if they figure out a solenoid for pinball, they can figure out a knocker for Qbert.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you only have 2 games on something, you better put the value somewhere else.
Right. Sorry, I'm just going through these cabinets because I don't want to skip anybody, you know what I mean? Constant Fanboy with $5 super chat. You know this makes sense. Every game needs a competitor. Street Fighter had Mortal Kombat in the early 90s. Pac-Man had Qbert in the early 80s. Qbert is the Mortal Kombat of the 80s.
I think it's a stretch to say Qbert was a competitor to Pac-Man. That's a little bit of a stretch. I mean, I like Qbert and everything. I mean, okay, look, just because I don't like it doesn't mean it's not gonna happen. I just want to make that clear. But I played Qbert and it's all right.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Let's see. Yeah. So once again, B, I was saying earlier, because I literally messaged him earlier. I was, hey, bro, I kind of want to plug the event, but you don't have a live event thing made yet. But you can watch on his channel. So you guys go sub to Kongs or Us, so you guys can watch it. And he said other content creators covering the event as well. You know what I mean?
Go hit him up if you want to be a part of the list. It ain't got nothing to do with me.
Stringerfield $2 super chat had a big buck issuing Arcade1Up's customer support went above and beyond. Thank you. Yo, can we just talk about customer support real fast?
Yeah.
With my Marvel superheroes, I bought it out the box and literally the monitor was dead. And it took me about 6 weeks to get a monitor from my Marvel superheroes cabinet, right? Now, Killer Instinct came without a deck protector, you know, whatever. I don't want to mess with the art. But customer service knocked it out like really quick, you know, and I got free Pac-Man 10 signs. So I will say, dude, you guys customer support has improved tremendously. You know, a lot of people want to bury it, but it has improved tremendously.
So I'm very happy to hear that. Scott made it a priority, you know, to beef up our team. And again, a lot of times when you don't get your parts right away, it's because parts are hard to get, monitors hard to get.
Right.
But you know, the response time should be a lot better. I'm involved too, like in a lot of, you know, weekly customer service. We all take it very seriously. If anything, like, you know, I'm not going to take the credit for it, but I love being a part of it to understand what those issues are, because I basically go to, you know, to a lot of social media sites, see what those issues are. Then I send an email and say, watch out for this, watch out for that. But they, you know, our customer service teams are really into it. They take pride in what they do, and I'm glad people are noticing. Because over the past year and a half, 2 years, when we have a new team, I'm very proud of them. And it's not gonna be perfect, right? But like, you know, from what we started from, you know, we're still a startup company, and the customer service issues was rampant because we weren't built to, you know, to take care of so many things that we, you know, that we didn't anticipate. And now Scott made it a priority. You know, shout out to Amy and Brian and everyone else in the team for really taking their job seriously.
Real quick, big props to Arcade1Up for finally addressing the marquees. Are we moving forward the new version marquees on all new cabs? I'm assuming it means like the ones with MK30th and the ones with the lit up back that you slide the marquee in and out of, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a case by case basis. Hopefully more are like that in the future. I can't say if everything will be like that, but we understand, you know, we test things out, right?
Right.
Started with the T2, and you know, it's you spend a little bit more money to do it, but then you start getting a template, you start getting feedback. Then, so Big Blue actually had it before T2.
Yeah, it was nice. Literally, when I opened it, I was like, "Oh, dude, this is great to just slide it in." Like that was way different. I know you said this is the dream, but how about more Nintendo games? Mario Brothers, Donkey Kong.
Man, it hurts me that we don't have that yet. But it's not for a lack of trying.
Yeah. So I highlighted this comment for a reason. I don't know if you listen to Max's podcast with Justin and Matt McMuscle's triple KO. So I don't know if you heard the episode when they were talking about Arcade1Up, you know, doing the Midway Legacy and doing Marvel vs. Capcom, and how Arcade1Up should maybe go into the direction of being a publisher, since apparently you have a Superman cake tucked in that Kango hat that you're wearing. You know what I mean? And seeing to make this happen, and like it was a really good suggestion about how 1 year exclusivity to make the games with the cabinets, and then maybe re-release them. Because when he started talking about the numbers for Marvel's Capcom Origins, I was like, wait a minute, I bought Origins on Xbox 360 and PS3. I still have them. And he said they were that low. And I'm just like, that could be a move. How likely is that something like that to happen for Arcade1Up?
That's a great question. I think it makes sense. All right. Like, not saying that this isn't the plans or everything, but there's quite a bit of development besides just emulation that goes into some of our, you know, high-end games.
Right.
You know, having to change, you know, characters and doing all this. And then if you have the rights to the code, You know, why not make it multi-platform? I think
Yeah.
that's a really big goal. I don't know if it'll happen, but I think that's a natural progression. But again, like let's focus on the things that we need to do better.
Right. It's just he said that, and he's just like, X-Men versus Street Fighter has never had a re-release, and I was like,
Nope.
that's absolutely right. I'm like,
Nope.
and a lot of people would probably love to play X-Men versus Street Fighter online on a console. So I thought that was a good question.
Yeah. There's a lot of things, a lot of games. We can go down the list that never had a re-release that we've released it. Just we haven't promoted it, and even more games that have never been online.
Yes.
Online multiplayer, or even leaderboards, online leaderboards. Like so many games down the list that you could say. Like I said, I love playing online Joust. That's probably my favorite.
Yeah, that's the other thing I keep hearing. Mo, bro, you gotta get okay, so we can play Joust and we can play Gauntlet online. I'm like, dude, my birthday's at the end of the month. If I buy anything, I'm gonna get yelled at.
I don't know about Gauntlet. Gauntlet is kind of just boring with unlimited quarters. Like
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. That's what I was told.
My kids do it, but definitely Joust. That's a sleeper.
Yeah, it is. So is that one of the strong points that you guys think that you have over a lot of individuals where, I'm saying a lot of companies, they offer many different titles, At Games offers 300 titles, but none of them really in line without paying $20 a month. Whereas Arcade1Up, you guys are offering online play, and to your credit, the Marvel's Capcom online play and all those games is just immaculate. Is that a strong suit that you guys feel going forward is going to continue for consumers who want to do business?
Think about it this way. The online service is free, right? And it's peer-to-peer. I love those two things. I think that's great. You never have to worry about, what if they shut down servers, all that stuff. Peer-to-peer, theoretically, you could be playing for a long time.
Forever.
Right?
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I think our core competencies are being able to offer the official versions of these games, right? A lot of these games can be played on, consoles or systems, PC systems, online, but they're not official.
Right.
And then being able to get these licenses, I think, is our strong suit. But also just I think the whole idea, this was Scott's vision, and actually we fought him for this for a while. Having online play and everything else, we go, gosh, that's just not in our wheelhouse. But then, he stuck to it, and he described it this way. He goes, we're trying to bring an arcade community like it was back in the day, but of course, like we want to have people play Joust and all these other ones like it's a community, but even if you don't have to be at where there's no longer arcades. So focus on the community aspect of that. And I think in terms of longevity of a game, like Joust, I hate playing before, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just all right, but when you're competitive with it and you play people online, that's fun. There's a lot of games that you won't enjoy unless it's online.
Right. I'm glad you said something about community. First off, let me answer your super chat. $2 super chat for Councilman, but will there be MK 30th cabinets this Saturday to play?
I don't know. I gotta check.
Okay.
I know he wants to probably challenge money.
Yeah.
I know where he's getting at.
Yeah. So speaking of community, the last couple fighting game cabinets that have come out haven't had, spectator mode. This isn't a big deal, whatever, I'm playing it, whatever, right? But, you bring up the arcade aspect of, people watching an arcade, and if you see a really lit match and you have people standing behind people watching and getting that feeling, you know what I mean? Like, is that something going forward? Is that something going forward that's going to be in future cabinets, or is that
hope so. Like, okay, I want to kind of explain why sometimes it doesn't happen, right? We have different developers doing, different games. And so you'll see one developer has a certain UI, another developer has another UI. Doesn't mean that the developer who didn't put spectate mode doesn't know how to do that. Right. It likely probably wasn't spec'd out in the beginning of the project, and that's why it didn't happen.
Makes absolute sense.
And so, I like spectate mode in the fact that it allows our community to, through certain tricks, play online. I definitely want to grow that. So Yeah, man. It's unfortunate that I get it. Sometimes, it's here, sometimes it's there. But again, it's because developments are different, and the priorities from the beginning were different. So no, but we hear you.
Okay. See, so y'all can stop talking about it now. Seriously.
Well, I mean, I know it's always going to be a point of contention, right? People don't understand. Okay, why did Big Blue have spectate but not KI and not this? Well, no, I get it, and we get it. It's
No, I feel you. I feel you on that.
yeah.
Will we ever see Arcade1Up go the handheld version of some of these cabs to play on the go? I don't think. Can you answer?
You know why that's tough? We see a lot of these handhelds in the market that flood the Targets and Walmart's bargain bins, right? And to try to say that you could change it and do better is theoretical.
Yeah.
Right? Because when you talk about lower price points, right? And I understand why some of these items fail is because the cost of these chips and the screen and everything else, and getting at a sub 99 price point is super difficult, right?
Right.
And so, yeah, I think it's a tough business out there. I think other people are doing it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we're not going to ever do it, but it just, that segment of the market has been pretty difficult. Like, I see that bargain bin for $15 sometimes.
Facts. Facts. Where's Alpha in thirds in the Street Fighter 3 series? And Darkstalkers serves his own 3 cab, long overdue.
Yeah, so I mean, Street Fighter Alpha came after the Street Fighter 2 series, and then Street Fighter 3 came out of that after the Alpha series. Oh, that wasn't the question?
No, they were not. That was nice. Have the 80s retro new titles been relegated or some party Ks now? Berserk, Moon Patrol, Stargate, Robochild, and Joust, to Gorp, Sinistar, Satan, Talos, Splat. Also, hi, Ashley. Hi.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
Okay. Endless, this is the 4th time I've seen it. So 720 cabinet.
Okay, good question then. Endless, if we're going to put 720 on a cabinet, what other games would you put in it that uses that control?
Absolutely, that's the question. That is
and
the question.
If we knock it out of the park, like with everything, the nice boombox, maybe even a playable boombox, great controls, everything else, will people buy it with one title? I don't know.
Right.
And tell me, I mean, you can DM me and listen, give me or in the chat, tell me what other games you put on besides 720, or if you're okay with a one game title.
Steps said $5 super chat. First off, thank you, Steps. John D, it's great to listen to the community and be here for all of us. Please bring more Capcom classics, MVC2, Alpha, Street Fighter 3.
I mean, all being considered, it's just like you become to a point where there's fighting game saturation, right? And so things have to maybe get pushed off because of roadmap stuff. There's a lot of still other fighting games that we haven't been released that still need to be released, right? And then maybe we can revisit Street Fighter Alpha and Street Fighter 3 and whatever other title that you brought up.
Right. I might have missed it, but as far as the build quality improvements, what is on the immediate roadmap?
Like in terms of improvements or in terms of games?
I'm going to assume she means improvements.
It's a good question. In terms of improvements, what I would like to see is probably better clones of the sticks and buttons.
I feel that.
I
feel that.
Probably, but at least maybe get a better spring inside of the the joystick. Start there with better springs, and then of course I'll just address it now. We'd love to have the best monitors. A lot of times we can't do it because you can't be beholden. Like, you can't have a business and be beholden to one component because things like this happens, right? You source some great components. It's hard. Like, there's a finite amount sometimes, and then supply chains happen. So that's why you don't see the same screens all the time.
Can I ask you something, John?
Sure.
Do you play your Arcade1Ups on 45 to 60 degree angles?
Not really, unless I'm trying to multitask. You know, but, you know.
I just want to know. Look, if we're shooting in the gym chat, we're shooting tonight. All right, that's what we're doing. F it, we're
I
shooting.
mean, you know, I get it. Like, but you got to be realistic too. You know, see for yourself how those angles are. I mean, we get it. I mean, if you look at specs, they'll show you that at certain very far angles, you know, you're going to see washouts very, you know, low or high. Yeah, but again, like, hope that's not an issue.
Yeah, I know, right? Last comment from John from your boy Famous Dub. Mike Tyson had a few Arcade1Ups on this podcast. Hotbox with Mike Tyson. Is Arcade1Up still working with Iron Mike?
We worked with him for sure, and we sent him cabs because if we don't, we're scared he might beat us up.
Facts. Is Joust 2 a Stargate in limbo as well?
Stargate's in limbo for different rights reasons. I'd love to see it though, but yeah, that's one during the takeover of Williams to Atari Games back to WB. A lot of these titles become in this unclear section where who owns the music rights, who owns you know. It sucks sometimes when the people are developing the games in the 70s and 80s. Some people had rights to certain things that when the IP switches, the legal team goes, well, that's too hard to even consider, you know? Right.
Cyber says Tekken.
Yeah.
I'm just going through. $2 super chat from Constant Fanboy. He loves Joust 113K score number 1. Come at me, bro. Can we talk about score chasing real fast? Like,
yeah, for sure.
Like, I know you guys do leaderboards on a lot of like the legacy cabinets and whatnot, but did you think it was going to be one of those things where people would dedicate like whole like hours to being on the top of the leaderboards like all day?
We counted on
division? Oh, okay. I was gonna say, is that the vision?
Counted on that. You know, okay. I mean, what? Like I said, the thing about leaderboards, people are super competitive. Like people will play a game just so they can beat. And they may not even like the game, just so they can beat Moat or they can beat someone else, right?
Right.
You know, so yeah, I think the leaderboard just adds that, feeds our addiction.
Yeah, no doubt. $5 super chat from War. Appreciate you, brother. I remember asking how some Gauntlet with online play. John D said I was like the idea. Where did he get it? Where did he get it? Does he listen? Can't wait to see you at Evo.
I think overall, yes, we listened. Look, I remember this clearly. We had online play for Big Blue, right? And then we came out with a version of Legacy that didn't have online play with the same amount of games, right? So people can,
this one right here. This one
yeah,
right
yeah.
Here.
So people can play like, hey, you know, why does this have it, not this? So the next year we listened to fan feedback, and I think overall it's more a holistic thing versus an individual title. But I like, again, Gauntlet, if you play by itself, it's the wackest game. It doesn't end, right? But then you play online and it gets more fun. But if you're the elf, man, forget the elf. I hate people who play the elf. They steal everything. The elf is too OP, don't you think?
Just a little bit.
Right? You're stealing everything. Like there's a key, gets the key, fucking gets everything else.
That's like people who play Ninja Turtles and they play with Donatello, bro. It's just like, yo, you're asking hit everything. Segue to the next question from Mike Hawk-Hertz. A few weeks back, John D made a post about Arcade1Up's potential interest in Shredder's Revenge. Just wondering if John had a chance to play it and his thoughts.
It is more complicated than I thought it was when I first played it. But look, like my overall thoughts is it's great for an arcade cabinet, right? They really got the spirit of an old school arcade genre and updated it. Same in the fashion of Streets of Rage 4, right? But then I go, wow, it's true. This may seem like a graphically non-intense game, but it was way more intense. I said, this is not easy to do.
Okay.
However, anything is possible. I think what in that game in particular, like, do you go with a 16:9 screen and then have everything else with sidebars of that, or do you go with an original screen and to put that as an add-on? A lot of things to discuss about Shredder's Revenge, but if it happens, it's things that are being considered. But I mean, we definitely, if we want the rights, we definitely can get it.
So the screen would be more of an issue and not the control layout, because that's an 8-button game. Legitimately, it's an 8-button game. I'm like, like for 4 people, that's. I guess that would be the question.
I probably wouldn't suggest a 4-player layout on that. I'd probably do a 2-player and make it online.
Okay.
I think, that's probably the best way to do it. That's a lot of buttons.
That's what's like 8 players. Like when I played, I was like, oh, there's 6. I'm like, no, there's 8 because there's an indicator for your player because it's chaos. But there's 8 buttons. Maybe a 2-player version that maybe an XL might be.
And also I was also imagining that how the shoulder buttons and everything else. It's easy to do moves, right?
Yeah.
But then when you put that on the layout of an arcade layout, does it make sense?
Well, I mean, to be fair, when I played with the TE2 Plus, so
okay.
You know what I mean, like
that's
the
right,
is like right there, whatever else. So I mean,
you do have to have those extra buttons,
right? Let's see. Turbo Joe said a Sega Star Wars cab. Roger wants to know what other form factors of cabinets are you coming out with? Candy cab? ?
Candy cab is interesting, right? To do it correctly, it's got to be a plastic mold or something like that. And I don't know if you can really what do you think? Can you really truly create that with wood? I don't know. I like the candy cabs, like the Japanese versions of those. But it's an interesting one. It's not that it's one of those things that we consider, right?
Right. Pedos wants to know, will Shaq reveal NFL blitz at this event?
You guys, I call you like the whole.
Y'all are funny today. Y'all are funny today. Noah Sonic wants to know, how about Crazy Taxi with original music? Of course. Okay. I don't know if we should have the original music. I mean, I guess with licensing, would that be something that even if you guys even tried to tackle, would it be the Steam or the PS3 version with like the stock music?
If we do it, it'd likely be. It's always the path of least resistance. Yeah. So if someone's been able to license the music and everything else, we go with that version.
Right. I lost where I was at. Vic Vicious to 499 super chat. Dig Dug was on pre-order at Walmart, then disappeared. When can we pre-order this cabinet?
I don't know. Did it disappear? I don't even know. I didn't know that. So I can't answer that question.
Yeah, that's news to me.
It could be that it got sold out.
Yes. Smolder says, did Dragon Lair Trilogy sell well enough to do it again in another form factor, or are we one and done?
That's still being considered right now. It'll take us a few weeks to understand that. But if it were my guess, it's a one and done.
Yeah, that would make sense because it's
online, right?
Yeah, it's online. It's like private. It's like pirate section or private sector. Like it's gorgeous. I would love to see more cabinets, honestly, come out like that. Legitimately.
I liked how the packaging department did that. They basically took the Supreme packaging and repurposed it.
Oh, is that what that is? Okay.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
It came from the Supreme package.
Because I'm literally looking at B's thing and I'm like, okay, did John send him this for review? Because literally that looked like something you would send to somebody for review to promote the product. So, like, absolutely. And I said on stream, I meant that. Like, absolutely. Let's see. Narc. Chat, I'm going to stop holding John D up because it's been an hour. And I've had an hour of this man's time. So, I'm going to give you all 1 minute to get your quick guesses in or something because John's got stuff to do. And, he might need some more treats from the West Coast. So,
he might just kick it in now. Look at it.
You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Let me just scroll back up. Let's see if there's anything interesting that I missed. That's a good question. Will cabs be packaged like Dragon Lair from now on, or was that exclusive?
I think in our more limited quantity cabinets, you'll see that. I think the goal is eventually to get to that place. I'm sure Scott wants to eventually transition to that, but I think for the near future, it's going to be on more limited cab releases.
Okay. WWF WrestleMania, the arcade game. What's the likelihood of that? And I guess this will tie into the WrestleFest and the WWF Superstars question as well.
I mean, that's a game based on like the MK engine.
Right.
You like it.
WrestleMania arcade game is mid. I'm a WrestleFest guy myself.
I'm more of a WrestleFest and Superstars guy myself.
Right, that's me. Yeah, that's me. I can't. I love wrestling, dude, but I can't stand WrestleMania, the arcade game. Sorry, Chad, and just don't.
I'm sorry. I mean, again, just because I don't like it doesn't mean it's not going to happen. But that game has pretty janky controls and animations. Like, who's that Boink the Clown? Like, why they waste the roster spot on that guy?
Because he was hot, and I think they put
he was not hot. He was. You
have to think it was bad. Like,
he was a super jobber.
He was literally doing the work of, like, Lost Hogan, the WCW, and Shawn Michaels and
Bret Hart. Bring up Doink the Clown.
Right, Doink the Clown, evil Doink. Matter of literally, 2K Games just put him as like a passion DLC that just came out last week with Ronda Rousey and stuff. Man, people like it,
I understand. Again, the question is, if you do a WrestleMania game, can you do any other games next to it? Right.
Right.
Because Midway only did one wrestling game, as far as I know.
Yeah.
And then WWE would likely not want to share. No one likes to share royalties. I'll tell you that.
No.
Everyone wants all the money.
Yeah, especially WWE. They want all that cash.
Yeah, they want all the cash.
I always hear people like, well, you can't do WrestleFest because of demolition.
Right? Yeah. It's not just WWE. NBA, NHL, anyone, Capcom. Well, Capcom is really good about sharing royalties when it comes to their collaboration games. Other than that.
Yeah.
Disney is as well.
Thoughts on a House of the Dead cabinet?
I would love to see it. I think when the problem with that, look, I'll just say challenges, right? The challenges with that is House of Dead 1, I believe, has different architecture than House of Dead 2. One is doing like Model 2 and another one
Model 3.
A different, different either Model 2A or 2C or 3.
Yeah.
I think that's where, and it's tough. Like, you got to hand it to Sega. They were so ahead of their time that no one has been able to really have a great emulator on Model 2. And even when they do it, it takes like a high-end PC. Like, props to that. They're probably my favorite arcade developer of all time, Sega. And so House of Dead 2, and then if you try to put Virtual Cop, the problems are, when you talk about development, if you're going to do a Virtual Cop 1 and Virtual Cop 2 is running on different hardware, House of Dead 1, House of Dead 2 running on different hardware, and then, that's like almost really hard for any emulation company to tackle.
Right.
When you have so many different emulation systems on one cabinet. And it's so, but again, I'd love to see it.
All right, Chet, I gave you enough time. John, let's rapid fire some stuff. Any plans to do a variation on the Big Blue?
Possibly.
How about Road Blasters?
Maybe.
Do a Guitar Hero 1, the end.
Music licenses.
Will Burger Time be available on Saturday?
No.
Please put the MVC rumors to bed.
No.
Has Arcade1Up ever thought of mixing newer, not well-known IPs with classic, more well-known games, build up that brand or IP? Mike, MGK, I said put this short. I said put this short. Gosh darn it.
Maybe.
Midway Open Ice.
I like it.
And let me just make sure. All right, hold on. How about a Gyrus?
Music licenses.
Williams Multicab.
Awesome. This is speed round.
All right, chat. That's it. Thank you guys for watching, man. Make sure you guys hit the like button. John, thank you for being here, man. I appreciate it. Hope you guys got your questions answered and whatever else. Emery needs that Midway Open Ice. Real quick, get a percentage on Open Ice, because they keep asking and they ask, is there a percentage of likelihood, or is it kind of in that situation where
I would say this, right? When I say anything's possible, it means there's a few things that need to be possible. Is the license possible? Is the gameplay possible? And is there something like it in the market?
Okay. Chat. Also, if you guys want to help in the cause, and they're taking donations at the Buffalo facility. If they're not, you can do online at the Red Cross website. You can go donate there. Get your one-time in. Make sure you have your money Is it cash or credit for the cabinets on site?
Credit.
Credits. You heard that?
No cash.
Debit or credit? It's still COVID out here. Please act like there's still a primitive. Really? Well, Big Blue Variation. See, this is why I'm ending the stream. This is right here is why I'm ending the stream, because, as John said, it all seems possible. Thank you guys for hanging out. Smash the button on the way out, man. I'll catch y'all later, chat. You know what I'm saying? And I would play the intro again, but y'all don't need to see that. Bye, chat. Oh, for the love of